Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, December 30th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is, it is my responsibility to decide my responsibility. And today we have a lot of different areas we're going to dive into. I actually first want to start with Venus and Sagittarius. Venus shifted into Sagittarius late last night, early this morning, depending where you live. And Venus and Sagittarius, I think, is such a cool place. And what came up for me is really looking at the lessons of Sagittarius, really looking at what we're learning with Sagittarius, with Saturn and Sagittarius right now. With Saturn and Sagittarius, we're learning the essence of allowing people their process, allowing ourselves our process, having that bigger, higher perspective, knowing that truth can be very relative and that, we're all on our unique paths. So when we bring Venus in, Venus helps us in our relationships, it helps us find balance, it helps us find value. And what I really connected with this is that, we can value this opening experience, this opening of ourselves, and it will bring greater love for ourselves, and it's really going to help us see the value, allow everyone their process, even the crazy makers. So recognize, those people in your life, the crazy makers who are like, they would just see. What they're helping you do is helping you see, helping you make that shift, take your vibration a little higher. You can, go dwell in their land, or you can see okay, I see this is what's making me crazy about this. How can I shift? How can I expand? How can I take a step beyond where I've been? And that's kind of the spirit of Sagittarius, taking that next step, being willing to take that next step, that adventure into the unknown to help expand yourself. It is ultimately about expansion. So Venus in Sagittarius brings us expansion of that, and that helps us, again, value ourselves, value everybody else in this cosmic production of putting all these pieces together. So I really, I recommend over this next couple weeks of Venus in Sagittarius, really try to see the benefit of the crazy makers in your life, and instead of focusing on what they do that makes you crazy, focus on what you can do, what it's pushing for you to do, how it's pushing for you to expand in your life, and you're really going to be helping yourself. Venus in Sagittarius also gives us an opportunity to do this with ourselves, where we look into ourselves, our own path, and expand our love for ourselves, our appreciation for ourselves, and how we're showing up. Again, taking that expansive step when it comes to ourselves. And we just have been investigating, really learning to appreciate and love our darkness. And now we get to, okay, I see it, and now I'm going to expand. I'm going to transcend, expand beyond it. So, that being said, we have the moon in Virgo today, making lots of connections. Moon in Virgo, tying us into reality, tying us into our physical body. The first connection is one with Neptune. This really could ignite your dreams. But what I want to recommend with this connection with Neptune is that it's at 7 degrees. Neptune's, shifting. We've been at 7 degrees for a while. We have a little bit longer to go with this 7 degree stuff. But really remember that Neptune at 7 degrees is reminding us that we can make heaven on earth. It's kind of a choice. It's a decision. Again, it's like moving beyond that crazy makers and how can I love this moment? How can I see this moment as a gift? How can I see this moment as divine? So Neptune's trying to help us do this with 7 degrees. And Neptune's not going to be coming back to 7 degrees anytime in our lifetime. So soak this up and see how you yourself, for yourself, can bring heaven into your daily reality. The sun and the moon are going to connect at 8 degrees. So this is reminding you to show up for you. Choose responsibility for yourself. And I'm going to get a little bit more into that. With the next connection, we have the moon in Virgo connecting to Saturn at 11 degrees. Saturn just shifted into 11 degrees. And 11 degrees is that healing degree. It is the master number. It is the degree of reflection where you get to see everything reflected for you in the universe, the macrocosm and the microcosm. And what came up for me was actually healing around the word responsibility. And I was like, oh, that's so perfect with my mantra today, the responsibility mantra that came through. I remember for me, responsibility. I remember when my teacher, like, how do you feel about your responsibility? And I was like, I don't like it. Responsibility was like a trigger word, a dirty word. And it wasn't until years later when it came this responsibility thing, recognizing that my responsibility is to myself, is to my response to whatever is going on, that it really shifted for me. And so I really want you to show up for yourself today in responsibility for yourself, where you're being true to yourself, you're honoring yourself. There is so much healing available for you in this. And what I want to say about this too is this really feeds into Venus and Sagittarius, that love vibration that's coming in to the Sagittarius lessons that we have. So, I've been a dancer my whole life, or most of my life. I stopped the last couple of years. But it was always this quest, like, you have to be skinny, you have to be skinny, you have to be skinny. And, I've also had a lot of, I've been on a healthy quest a lot of my life as well. And for years, I made health decisions based on the skinny factor, based on the you must be a stick figure dancer thing. And when I came to responsibility for myself, meaning I wanted to love myself, I wanted my choices to reflect the love that I had for myself, my, like, food choices, for instance, didn't come about the skinny decision. It wasn't about that. It was about, does this decision reflect the love that I have for myself? And let me be fair and say that I'm not always perfect in that. I fall into old patterns. We all do. It's always like a new process to go through. But that to me is true responsibility. When you're asking, does this reflect the love that I have for myself? Is this taking me closer to the goals that I want to achieve? Not the goals of, like, I want to be 120 pounds and thighs this big. It's not about that. It's more about, like, does this take me towards my goals of, for me, opening a retreat center someday, helping other people reclaim themselves? Any choice that you made is taking you further or closer to that. And we really get to look at this with Saturn at 11 degrees, and especially connecting to the moon in Virgo, which really connects us to our body. So pay attention to that and make a decision about your responsibility. Finally, helping us in this, we have the moon in Virgo connecting to Pluto, helping us make a shift. Pluto is that transformation vibration. This is happening at 15 degrees, which is a 6, which is the degree of finding that balance, coming to love yourself. So it's amazing. You have a lot of support. And as we start, finish up this old year and start this new year, and as all these planets are moving direct in this moment, so much support. So just make choices that reflect the love that you have for yourself. And in that, we have breakthrough. We are breaking through in our love for ourselves. Look at that glowing heart. And we find harmony with ourselves. And harmony in the world starts with harmony within. You form this core of harmony within. And then, the crazy makers in the world, it doesn't shake you. You don't get lost in those projections, that other people put on you. You're like, no, I know the light. I know who I am. So that's it for today. Wow, a lot came out. I thought it was going to be a short, easy one, but a lot just came up. So that is that. Enjoy Venus and Sagittarius. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.